We have this house for the weekend.
Seems like we also booked this house.
Before the weekend is through.
But if you leave now, there are things and each other that you're never gonna know.
It seems like someone wanted all of us here.
Love is coming.
Hi guys, welcome back. This list dives into the many shades of psychological thrillers, from unsettling mysteries and dark family dramas to intense character-driven stories that quietly mess with your head. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 psychological thriller movies to watch on Netflix and Amazon Prime Video in 2026, featuring mind-bending narratives, disturbing themes, and stories that stay with you long after they end. If you enjoy slow-burning, thought-provoking thrillers, this list is for you. Number 10. The Warning. After witnessing a sudden act of violence, John finds himself unable to move on. The incident leaves a lasting mark, pushing him into a restless search for meaning behind what happened. Ordinary days feel distorted, and the past refuses to stay buried. His fixation deepens when he uncovers a disturbing pattern tied to the same location across different years. Numbers, dates, and coincidences start to align in ways that feel impossible to ignore. What once seemed random now hints at something deliberate, something waiting to repeat itself. Years later, a young boy unknowingly steps closer to the center of this mystery. Warnings surface, timing becomes crucial, and the sense of danger quietly grows. John's pursuit turns urgent, as preventing the next tragedy becomes his only focus. The story moves between timelines, turmoil tightening its grip as fate and choice blur together. Certainty is hard to grasp, and every clue raises more questions than answers. The tension builds not through spectacle, but through inevitability. The Warning is a slow-burn mystery thriller that plays with destiny and consequence, drawing viewers into a chilling puzzle where understanding the pattern might be the only way to stop it. Number 9. Bone Lake. After a quiet escape to a remote lakeside rental, a couple hopes distance will bring clarity. Instead, isolation sharpens every glance and silence. The calm setting feels inviting, yet something about it refuses to settle, as if the place is watching more closely than it should. Their plans derail when another pair arrives unexpectedly, charming on the surface but difficult to read. Conversations feel layered, intentions unclear. Politeness turns into a subtle contest, where control shifts without warning and boundaries slowly erode. As days pass, the lake becomes a mirror for unease. Small decisions grow heavier, trust thins, and desire mixes with danger. No one says exactly what they want, and that uncertainty becomes the real threat. The sense of space tightens, pushing each character into corners they didn't know existed. Every interaction carries weight, and escape feels less certain with each passing moment. Bone Lake is a tense psychological thriller where intimacy turns unsettling, power plays hide behind smiles, and the quietest settings prove to be the most unforgiving. Number 8. Carry On. An airport security officer's routine shift turns unsettling when an unexpected threat slips into his path, forcing him to confront a situation far beyond standard protocol. Surrounded by crowds, noise, and constant movement, what should feel ordinary slowly becomes a source of pressure and unease. The terminal, once a symbol of order, starts to feel unpredictable. The tension escalates as he crosses paths with a mysterious figure who seems to know more than he should. Their interaction isn't built on trust or understanding, but on urgency and unspoken stakes. Every exchange carries weight, and every second lost could lead to serious consequences. As the day unfolds, the airport transforms into a confined arena filled with suspicion and uncertainty. Familiar procedures no longer offer safety, and the line between control and chaos begins to blur. With limited options and no clear allies, he's pushed to rely on instinct rather than training. The danger remains close, hidden among thousands of travelers who have no idea what's unfolding around them. Each decision tightens the grip of risk, and hesitation could be costly. The pressure mounts as time works against him. Carry On is a tightly wound thriller that turns a crowded public space into a nerve-wracking setting. Number 7. Vash Level 2. Atharv is a father who thought the worst chapter of his life was finally behind him. Years later, that sense of normalcy collapses when troubling events surface around a nearby school, pulling him back into a reality he never truly escaped. The danger doesn't announce itself loudly, it creeps in quietly, reshaping familiar surroundings into places filled with unease. Opposing him is a man driven by an intense belief system, convinced that control is justified by purpose. His influence spreads through suggestion and pressure, drawing others into behavior that feels disturbingly coordinated. Those caught in the middle aren't villains or heroes, just people reacting under strain, unsure who to trust. As Atharv moves closer to the truth, his options begin to narrow. Ordinary hallways, classrooms, and routines take on a threatening edge, where hesitation feels just as risky as action. Each decision carries weight, and every moment feels watched. The film gradually tightens its grip, focusing on how belief can overpower reason and reshape behavior. Vash Level 2 delivers a tense psychological experience, relying on atmosphere and pressure rather than spectacle. A continuation that lingers through its unsettling ideas long after it ends. Number 6. Joshua. Brad and Abby Cairn appear to have everything under control. A polished life, a refined home, and a son whose intelligence sets him apart. That balance shifts after the arrival of their newborn daughter, when subtle changes inside the household begin to unsettle the calm. Ordinary routines take on an uneasy tone, and quiet moments start carrying an unspoken tension that refuses to fade. At the center is Joshua, their soft-spoken yet observant son, whose reactions to the shifting family dynamic feel deliberate rather than innocent. His interactions grow calculated, creating distance instead of connection. As Abby struggles under growing pressure and Brad tries to maintain normalcy, Joshua's presence becomes the silent force guiding events in uncomfortable directions. The family's world slowly contracts into hallways, bedrooms, and shared spaces where trust erodes and intentions feel harder to read. Every action seems measured, every silence loaded. Joshua's intelligence no longer feels impressive, it feels watchful, as if he is always one step ahead of the people around him. As the tension deepens, Joshua turns into a chilling examination of control, neglect, and the consequences of being overlooked. Number 5. Rebecca. After a chance meeting alters her path, a young woman finds herself swept into a world far grander than anything she has known. Marriage promises security and belonging, yet stepping into her new life brings a quiet unease. Every corridor, every glance suggests she is entering a place shaped by someone else's shadow. At the heart of her new home stands Manderley, an estate filled with beauty and unspoken rules. The past is everywhere, carried in whispered conversations and lingering silences. Though she tries to settle in, comparison follows her constantly, making even small moments feel weighted and uncertain. Her situation grows more complicated under the watchful presence of the household staff, especially a housekeeper whose loyalty to the former mistress borders on devotion. Courtesy masks tension, and politeness becomes a subtle form of pressure. The atmosphere tightens as the past refuses to stay buried. Isolated and unsure of whom to trust, she struggles to define herself within walls that seem to resist change. Confidence wavers, and doubt seeps into her marriage as unanswered questions hang in the air. The threat here isn't loud or sudden, but slow, steady, and unsettling. Rebecca is a gothic romantic thriller that draws its strength from mood and atmosphere, exploring how memory, obsession, and identity can quietly shape a life. Number 4. Shrews Nest. After years of self-imposed isolation, Marcy lives sealed inside a narrow Madrid apartment, ruled by routine and fear of the outside world. Her days revolve around protecting her younger sister, believing control is the only way to keep danger away. The walls feel safe until they don't. Everything changes when an injured stranger appears at their door, turning the apartment into a place of tension instead of shelter. Marcy insists on helping him recover, but her care slowly shifts into something unsettling. The outside world may be locked out, yet unease has already found a way in. As days pass, the apartment grows tighter, and trust becomes impossible to measure. Marcy's grip over her sister intensifies, blurring the line between protection and possession. Each decision deepens the sense that escape may no longer be an option for anyone involved. The story moves through quiet moments and sudden turns, where silence feels louder than words. Loyalty is tested, control slips, and hidden motives rise to the surface. Every action carries weight, and safety becomes an illusion shaped by fear. Shrews' Nest is a disturbing psychological thriller that thrives on confinement and control, using atmosphere instead of spectacle. Number 3. Instinct. Ethan Powell is discovered deep within the wilderness after years of voluntary isolation, emerging not as a survivor but as a man accused of unthinkable violence. Once a respected anthropologist, he is now confined within concrete walls, silent, observant, and seemingly disconnected from the rules that govern modern life. His refusal to speak turns his captivity into a quiet standoff between intellect and authority. The stalemate draws in Theo Calder, a driven psychiatrist tasked with deciphering Powell's silence. What begins as a clinical assignment soon becomes an uneasy exchange of ideas, where questions of sanity blur into questions of society itself. Powell offers no easy answers, only unsettling perspectives that challenge accepted beliefs about order, control, and human behavior. As their conversations deepen, the boundaries between patient and observer begin to shift. Calder finds his professional certainty tested, while Powell's past reveals a worldview shaped by survival rather than submission. The prison setting becomes a pressure chamber, amplifying philosophical clashes that extend far beyond its walls. Instinct is a contemplative psychological drama that explores humanity's uneasy relationship with nature and structure. Number 2. The Good Son. Mark Evans, a quiet and thoughtful boy reeling from a sudden loss, is sent to live with his relatives in a remote, picturesque town. What should be a gentle change of scenery soon turns unsettling as he grows close to his cousin Henry, a child whose charm feels carefully measured and unsettlingly precise. Beneath calm manners and polite smiles, something dangerous starts to surface. Henry presents himself as confident and composed, always one step ahead, while Mark senses a darkness no one else seems willing to notice. Their bond is shaped less by family warmth and more by subtle power shifts, whispered threats, and games that carry heavy consequences. Adults remain unaware, blinded by appearances and familiarity. Mark's days grow tense as trust becomes uncertain and safety feels temporary. Simple moments take on an edge, and silence becomes as threatening as confrontation. Henry's certainty and control cast a shadow that tightens with every passing encounter, forcing Mark to stay alert in a place that should feel secure. As doubt deepens and danger closes in, Mark must navigate a world where innocence is deceptive and loyalty can be twisted. The Good Son delivers a chilling psychological experience, exploring how cruelty can hide behind a child's smile and how belief can become the most dangerous weapon of all. Number 1. Martha Marcy May Marlene. Martha, a quiet and unsettled young woman, attempts to step back into ordinary life after fleeing a secluded rural group that once dictated her every move. Seeking shelter with her sister and brother-in-law, she appears safe, yet the calm of her surroundings feels deceptive, as echoes of her former existence continue to intrude on her present. Daily routines turn uneasy as memories surface without warning, blending past influence with present moments. The people around her sense the distance, unsure how to reach someone whose trust has been shaped by strict rules and silent pressure. Comfort becomes conditional, and familiarity offers no real certainty. As Martha drifts between recollection and reality, the lingering presence of the group's leader hangs heavily over her thoughts. His authority, once absolute, still shapes her reactions, creating a tension that never fully settles. Every glance and sound feels charged, as if danger could surface without notice. The film unfolds as an intimate psychological study of control and identity, using atmosphere rather than shock to unsettle the viewer. Martha Marcy May Marlene captures the lasting impact of indoctrination, revealing how escape does not guarantee freedom and how the mind can remain trapped long after the body is gone. And that's our countdown of the top 10 psychological thriller movies to watch in 2026 on Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. These films are made to unsettle, challenge, and stay with you. Share your favorite in the comments, like the video if you enjoyed the list, and subscribe for more thriller picks. See you in the next one.